Welcome back to my channel. Hi everyone. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse my hands and nails. They've been working hard. But this video, I know it's been a while, but things have been busy. Shit happens. So anyway, this video is actually going to be me talking through my October plans. It's like a way I process things. Sorry, water. I'm really thirsty. But anyway, anytime I do a video like this, it actually helps me out. A lot of you say you enjoy it and it inspires you, but truthfully, you guys listening and giving me ideas and just talking through my thoughts really helps me out quite a bit. So let's get right into this because this is going to take a little while. I'm actually a little nervous because I'm truly found a system recently that's working for me, but I'm a little sad because it's pretty much, if I stick with it, that means I have a whole ton of money that I've spent on a certain type of planner that I no longer would use, and that's really saddens me. And then also I know I like to switch a lot, so let's just talk this through. So as you see, there's quite an array of planners in front of you. I'm gonna wow, I just really scratched this. I'm gonna walk through my thought process and what I've been using and how it's worked, because honestly, I've been using a system recently that's been so incredibly functional, it's become boring. And I've also been interested in changing it up a bit to keep it interesting, but I ultimately am still searching for something that I feel completely, genuinely happy about and I can stick with, because I'm getting kind of tired of switching around planners. But then I know that when I say that and I end up selling all my planners, that I'm going to regret it. So let's get into it. Okay. Recently, I've been using a system that I've never thought about using before, and it is a multi-planner system, which, I mean, I've thought about using a multi-planner system. That's not what I mean. The type of planning. So, hold on, not the type of planner. So I've been using a 3-book system or 3-planner system recently, and it's actually been working really well, but I would like to combine a bit. I really do love the idea of having one planner for everything. That's always been something I have wanted to do and mostly have done, but this system has actually been working for me very well. And it's interesting because I've never been able to make a multi-planner system work until now. But like I said, I still want to kind of combine a couple of things just so I don't carry so much. So this A5 planner is actually my work planner, and it's strictly just work. Now, the thing about this is that I have fallen in love with it. It is a Stalogy, however you say it. Ever since I did the B6, I fell in love with Stalogies, and I truly like Stalogy. Anyway, I truly can't seem to get away from it. I feel very grounded in this book, and I love being able to write whatever the heck I want, and it can be any way. The only problem I found with that is pre-planning and keeping up with a calendar. Because I do need a place, like a common place to put like reference lists. I guess you could say I want a reference book when I use this. So my thoughts was I fell in love with using the A5 for work, but also in general. I know I can make this book work on personal use as well. So I can't go much into this, but I will say I use like a 2-column kind of style. Let's see. I can't really show too much. I mean, anyway, yeah, I use like a 2-column style, and I really love the space in the A5 book. I love flipping through it. It feels really good in my hand in this cover. I wouldn't mind. I actually want a different cover, but I still want it to be pretty slim. I don't want it to be like too wide, if you will. I just love how this feels in my hand. Not my favorite leather, but it works. I got it for a really good price, so I wasn't even planning on enjoying this fully, but I truly fell in love with the A5 size. This is like all my paperwork, and the downside to having an A5 for my work planner is the placement of papers. There are a lot of important papers and things like that I have to keep up with. And that's why a normal ring bound like system works the best, but it's just so heavy to carry, and I'm a note taker and I document everything, and for me using this made more sense. The only thing, like I said, that's a con is actually the storage of my papers, but I don't hate it. I just added this notebook that I had already available. In here is a reference notebook. This is just me throwing some ideas around of what it would look like if I had a personal like notebook in here as well. My thought process is that I would actually purchase an A5 TN and have a style, like the full year style for work, and then like a half year for personal or something like that, because I know that it works. So I have been using this for work and it's been great, but I'm debating whether to go into that as a like an everything planner. But I can't help but think that I should probably keep my work and personal separate. So these two have been what I've been using for personal planning recently. My pocket planner is strictly functional. There's nothing extra about it. Let me give you a quick flip. And I really do feel that I'm more than likely going to get out of this. Rings, I've fallen so hard for the bound book systems that I don't really want to use rings. I know. I've got a lot of ring planners, and especially Gillio's, and it's kind of heart-wrenching, but I don't feel as happy in rings as I do in Mastology. So, okay, so this is the main. I use this calendar really, really fiercely. I do all my pre-planning, everything. Like, this is November. Like, don't have too much going on in October. This month's been pretty busy. And what I've been doing is doing like my pre-planning and appointments and stuff like that. Anything that needs to be scheduled in advance, I put in this right here, this perpetual calendar right here. See? All right. And then I create a monthly in this. This is an A6 Stalogy. I told you I'm Stalogy crazy. I just love it so much. I don't know what it is about this book. Doesn't matter the size. I really like it. I enjoy it. I didn't think I'd like the A6 size, but it's been a great happy place. Now, I do want a reference book because, as you see here, I have a bunch of lists in the front that are actually pretty good lists to have. But I know that I'm not going to make this last all year, you know. Although I'll probably make it last until December. I'll do my best if I decide to stay in this, which we'll see. So this is how I've been doing my monthly. I'll go here, do all my pre-planning, and then when the month comes, I'll set up the month in here. And then have, like, just like I did in the B6, which is, by the way, here. Thought about going back into this because y'all know I love it. And I don't have too much left going on. Left pages. I don't really have too many pages left, so I could finish the year strong. I just really love this size, and my love for this type book came from this size. And I will always love this. I mean, I don't really see myself going back to rings, and I say that now, but I've been itching to kind of move into rings just to do it. But I love a good book, and I like to randomly place my items and papers and notes. It's fun. I don't know, but this has more room than my pocket size, so I can actually I don't need the perpetual, I can just put it here. Now, if I were to go full-time A6 for my personal planning, I would go ahead and print out, I'd either tape up these I'll probably tape up these pocket inserts, like tape up the holes or whatever, and turn it into a booklet and use that as my pre-planning, or print it out onto my river paper, or probably end up doing that. And then, and believe it or not, actually do it as a perpetual. I've been enjoying that a lot recently. So this calendar actually came from an A6, like a spiral calendar that I bought a long time ago and never actually fully used. I used it for forward plan, like pre-planning, if you will. Like, you see. But it never really stuck with me. I actually used it in pair with my A6 Stalogy. My plan was to use this and an A6 Stalogy for daily. And I actually am ending up doing that. I'm just taking this out, cutting this down, and gluing it in here because I love the look and the contrast of the pages. And the paper is really, really nice. And there's no use to waste it. I already have it, and I love the little tabs on it. Kind of am tempted to cut the tabs out of this and reuse them in other planners in the future, but we'll see. That's kind of, I mean, it's not wasteful. I don't feel like I've wasted anything when I do that. I want to get the most out of my purchase, I guess you could say. And then I just kind of covered up some pages from my past use of this because this is an older book and I'm using it again. I just drew a little calendar here. Got my cute stickers just to look at. This is the prayer thing. I use this just like I did my B6. Right now it's just dailies because I don't do my weeklies in here, and I'll explain that in a second. But I've really enjoyed this. I've got some tracking in here. See, I just use it for dailies, but as you can see, I'm using it happily. This is today, so I'll probably journal at the bottom. So I'll journal here. This will probably go with me on the trip that I'm going on. And then I've got some notes. So I want to go ahead and put in my October calendar and set up for next week. But I haven't been putting a weekly in here, but it may change because I'm really wanting to downsize my books, I guess. Not that Pocket takes up too much room, but you know. Something about rings has just turned me off recently. You can't keep, it's hard to, it's not hard to store, but to me, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. My taste has changed. So, let me just do a quick flip. So I've used this for quite some time. You can see that I've used it for quite a little over a month, and that's not today. Yeah, I kind of kept it there. This is this week. I really enjoy it. I put like a little recap, some happy tracking, the to-do list for this week, meal plan. This has been great. I really enjoy this, and I love the look of it. These inserts are great too. And then just normal, just weekly, whatever event or daughter schedule, that kind of thing goes on here versus in my book. But and it's been going really well. And I've also been keeping up with works schedules and clock in, clock out, that kind of thing in here as well. Like this was this week. I've actually truly enjoyed that, having that, because it's a quick reference to this big chunkster. So as you can see, all three of these books really work well together for what I've been using them for. And that to me is a surprise. I've never been able to actually function in multiple books, but that's how I've been using these. So this is like, I do put my schedules, clock in, clock out, main tasks, events, meetings, that kind of thing. Forward planning, that kind of stuff goes here for work. And then it's along with, my personal stuff, which works out because sometimes I've got to look into my what's going on in my personal life to see how it affects my work life. And this is just a quick reference, whereas this is everyday logging information. Same concept as my A6 for personal. For work, same thing. It's just a bigger size. So notes, any kind of meeting information, you can see there some math, how to do math problems, like any kind of work we're doing. I log everything. Conversations I may have with people that I'm unsure about, or pieces of information that I may receive that I'm really unsure about. Also student data goes in here, and a lot of their information I have on hand because I have to work with them directly. So this is like a workhorse right here, but these have been working well together, and I almost don't want to switch it out because it's been working so well. But I'm a little bored, you guys, to be honest. I've been a little bored with it, so that's why you haven't been really getting many videos, because when it does work, I kind of get bored. But I do need to go ahead. You'll probably get a live at some point of me setting up my next weeks and my days, but it takes a long time. I'm getting to where I feel like no one wants to sit through my long ass lives, but I've really been enjoying this, and it works. It just works. So I may end up staying in this system that I have because it, like I just said, it works. I don't really need anything else. In this, I could literally take all this out. I only need the inserts. So, like the weeklies. I don't need any of the I mostly took out the dailies. Oh yeah, I have been keeping up for real. I've been doing really well with tracking in here as well. I forgot to, my more detailed tracking is also still in here. So I don't know, I've just really enjoyed that, and I could move this type of thing to a personal readings, which I'll show you in a second. Let's see, I've actually been keeping up with it for a couple months now. See, this was last month. I started at the end of I think at the beginning. Oh yeah, at the end of August, at the beginning of August. Hold it. Because I had some weekly pages that weren't this particular insert, I believe. Yep, beginning of August to now, which is beginning of October. So I've been using pocket size for a pretty consecutive amount of time. And then I still have my YouTube tracking stuff. This stuff is kind of pointless, to be honest with you. I don't post enough, but I still have been keeping up with it. And then this is just like a note section that I've been just random notes, just random thoughts, notes, that kind of thing on Toma River paper. So I'm in love with that, and it's nice to have in there. I have quite a bit. And then in the back is just this is that private information folder. So it's still very useful, not passwords. But I don't really carry anything else in here. And that's that. And it works. I like it a lot. So here's my thought. I got cats in here. Hang on. I'll be right back. I gotta shut my back door. Okay. Our little girl cat, Cheeto, our kitten had surgery, so we have to keep her kind of away from the other cats. But my cat Cloud, is like the motherly cat, although he's a dude. Stays with her because for some reason he just knows to be gentle with her. But anyway, moving on. So these guys were just like thoughts, I guess. My system works with what I have, but like I just said 1,000 times, I'm a little bored. And yeah, so this is still Stalogy. I thought about moving all my personal stuff back into here as well, because I love the size of this, and you can do so much. You can cut the pages like I did here. It's a great size. It's not too big, not too little. I have plenty of room to do a whole bunch. I have the proper printables and things like that. You know, and like I said, I really enjoyed this. It's just such a great size. And that way I can get, rid of these two, because I also have a pre-printed monthly booklet right here for pre-planning. Like I have it already. And I also have a 2021 planner, right here. So it's vacation fun tracker, but it's really not. It could be a schedule, forward planning if I need to. So I have all that ready. Like I could just go for it in here, and as you know, I love it. So that would just get rid of these two. So it would be this and my A5 for work, which is pretty chunky still, you know what I mean? Because like this and this kind of, this is still bulkier than the V6, but I don't know. So that was an option. Okay. For October. And then I got this bright idea thinking that an A5 would be really fun. When I first really kind of joined the community a little more started going down the rabbit hole, okay, I was actually using basic spiral bound planners and things, but I got into A5 size from like a planner from Office Depot or whatever, and I fell in love with it. I really loved the A5 size. People thought I was carrying around a Bible, but really it was my planner. And I actually made my own pages because I wasn't, in the community far enough or had the funds to really buy all the fun stuff and inserts. So I would take like a basic paper and just write, just like I do the Stalogy pretty much. Like I decorated a little bit. But when it came to, see, I have some of my Summer's Touch inserts in here. I love it. Each of these planners that you see are mostly set up. The A5 needs more work, but I do such a basic system now with my planning. It only requires paper, really. I don't have to have printables. I just enjoy them, especially when I'm in rings. But basically, I would take like a blank page like this, and then I would use Post-it notes as boxes. So for example, I would glue that down, and then I'd glue something like this down, and then I'd glue down like, an actual pretty post-it note or something. And that's how I would do my dailies. I would write in here like the top 3, my schedule, just like I said, just kind of like how I do now in Nostalgy. So my way of planning seems to stay consistent over the years. Even when I try and plan a lot more detailed, I always go back to this, so I know that that's gonna stay. So this was an idea to make an everything planner, including work. So because I could not fathom carrying around this huge chunkster with this, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot to carry, but I don't mind carrying my planner in my arms. If it's an A5, I'll carry this in my arms and take it everywhere. I have no problem with that. My back and my knees and my hip and all that may have another story. They may complain. Then I thought to go back to my OG, which is personal size rings. And this is actually set up for this month already, but I just, for whatever reason, was my favorite size. I used it. I can rock this size. I know how to plan super functionally in here. But something about it, especially recently, hasn't been fun for me. I don't understand. But I get this itch to go back in it because it can be structured. And I have some cloth and paper inserts and stuff that I've gotten in boxes and never used, and it's actually broken my heart. I was like planning on using the inserts, and then I changed my mind, so I felt like I've wasted it. Now this calendar I've stuck with this throughout the whole year, so that I wouldn't change because I do tend to stick with my monthly throughout the whole year. I'll print out one monthly for each size and it stays that way. I don't really have a tendency to switch up my monthly too much until I started the Nostalgies. But see, I have September, like I was ready. I didn't touch it, you guys. I did not even touch it. And I did the same for August. I moved into pocket size, but I have it ready. I could do it. I love this insert too. That's fun. And then my dailies are just blanks I'll either stamp my spiral decks on it, or I'll have like a timed, or I'll have a My Summer's Touch or dot grid. Like it's just easy. I love dailies that are easy, but I'm starting to not really enjoy planning my dailies in rings. I have been loving it in Nostalgy, but I have a huge itch to go back into personal rings. I just have some note paper back here but one thing I will say that will need to be consistent throughout whatever size I use is a reference book. I'm getting really tired of rewriting things. Actually, I don't mind. Who am I kidding? Especially if I decide to go with the bound book system, like for good, I'm going to have a reference booklet for each size, or one that follows through all sizes. So that's my update. Give me your thoughts. What would you like to see me in? And I got this one actually set up because it matches my purse and that's really nice. And I also probably would use this for work as well. It'd be a combination planner. As much as I love this guy, I'm telling you, I just really love this for work. It's just so easy. And I won't lose information at all with a bound book. That's how I feel. So I'm probably going to stick with this for like work for life, but I really like for this year, but I really enjoy having that, like I said a bajillion times, I really enjoy having that spot in here that's a quick reference to work. So like I said, schedules and when I get to school, when I leave, just meetings, that kind of thing, so I can plan my day, because the first thing I do is look at my planner, not recently though, and then at night I look at my planner for like the next day, so it's an easy way, so I don't have to open up my Chunkster work planner. But I also, if doing it this way, regardless of size, I could really leave this at work. I don't have to bring it home with me. I could seriously take it and leave it in my box at work, and that would save me from traveling with it back and forth, so I may consider doing that as well. I just love this size so much, and brought it home because I really want to consider doing all my planning in this, work or not. But I think now that I've talked it through with you guys, I want to keep it separate. This is just going to stay work, going to stay in my system. And I have another book in here that I'll use as a reference book, and that's part of my system. So now I need to decide, and I want to get your feedback, what you think I should do. I don't think I'm going to use my B6 Styleology as much as I love this sucker, and I love a messy planner too. I don't know if you know that. You can't tell. Don't know if I want to go into this right now. I don't think I'm going to do A5, but if you have some suggestions for me, I could put everything, even work, in here. I can stick my Styleology in the back of this. I actually tried it, and it does fit, so I could stick it in here and just carry this around, which is nice. But like I said, I think I'm just going to keep my, or like I said, I'm just going to keep my work at school, at work, my book at work. God, I can't talk. I really love this, but I've enjoyed this so much, but for whatever reason, the small size is weird to me. After working in the B6 and A5, I've really been enjoying the bigger sizes. Not that I need much space for my personal planning anymore. Yeah, so I may consider doing this. What are your thoughts? Let me know. But anyway, until next time, guys, see you later. Talk to you later. Love ya. Bye.